With him. I mean, you know, Sonic the game, I played a bit. I was a big gamer growing up, but Sonic got its popularity right when I was trying to give up video games because I spent so much time playing them. I was familiar with the game and obviously knew the characters, but I didn't know them deeply, as deeply as some of the fans, to be honest. And but it's great to see them in all their primary color glory coming to the big screen for Sonic 2. Yeah, he's turning into a belligerent, petulant teenager. Like they do, right? First they're very grateful and then they, you know. No, I say that kiddingly. Yeah, it's half kiddingly. You know, I think he feels safe, he feels protected, he feels loved and accepted, and he feels like he has a family, he feels like he has a home. And he didn't necessarily have that in the first movie. So that part's different. And then what comes with that, you know, is growth. Like he's still a kid. I mean, there's dialogue in this movie where we talk about him struggling with, I have all these powers, you know. I know I'm still kind of just a kid, but you know, I can do so much. I can, you know, his eagerness to help and his intentions to use his power for good, you know, overcome him, and he still grapples with, like Tom and Maddy have to tell him, like, look, you know, just because you have these powers doesn't mean you need to go seek out trouble, right? You know, you gotta sometimes let yourself be a kid and enjoy other parts of being a kid. He's eager to grow up. He's eager to go fast. You know, that's his catchphrase, you know, gotta go fast. And Maddy and Tom are trying to get him to slow down a bit in life, you know, and there's some really sweet themes that kind of go through the movie with that. It's not all about crime fighting, you know. It's about sometimes letting life come to you a bit. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think Maddy is a great sort of mediator, and she's a great sort of, she's good at taking the temperature in Sonic and Tom and sort of making everybody relax a bit. You know, I'm a parent, I have 3 kids. You're never gonna do it perfectly, right? You always wanna try. There's no manual to doing it perfectly. Each kid is different. And so, you know, the dynamic between a parent and a child is one that's like, you know, the kid teaches as much as they learn, right? I mean, so I think Tom is trying to do his best and to do right by Sonic, which also brings up another point. Like in the first movie, they were sort of buddies, and the tone in this one and the dynamic between the two of them is taking on more of a sort of father-son, sort of parental thing. I think it's just one of the things I like about these movies. It's like there's so much life in these stories, which is, it's about growing up. It's about also maybe letting go a little bit as a parent, right? Letting your kids make mistakes, letting them, you know, learning to let go a little bit so that they can grow up, you know. And I love those themes amidst all the crazy action, of course, that you're going to see in this movie. In this movie, like I said before, we kind of turn the volume up to 11 and cut him loose and bring in all these new characters. And obviously Robotnik is, you know, he's back and badder than ever. And you know, the stakes are higher and the action scenes are faster and bigger. And Jeff Fowler and I talk about this a lot. Jeff, the director, you know, there needs to be at its core this heart. And if that's not there, then everything else is sort of ornamental, right? It's sort of just hollow action stuff. There has to be real stakes, and he's a good guy. He's a likable guy. He's, you know, he tries to do the right thing all the time and do right by his kid, and Maddy supports that, and you know, he doesn't take himself too seriously, but when stuff goes down, you know, he can be a good cop as well. So that's when all the fun action scenes come in and I get to throw punches and do all that stuff. he looks at Randall and he's like, I was never that bro, you know, so I don't know that speak, and intimidated by it. He's a big guy, he's a big personality, and Tom's a little more easygoing and soft-spoken. But that's where the good kind of funny comedy stuff comes in these scenes. It's like it's great to play opposite Shamar, and he's a natural comic. He really is. Like he was coming up with things on the day, just kind of hitting me a little too hard, in the chest. Got really good timing, and it's fun to play. And Natasha's just brilliant. She's so much fun to play with, and like I love to get in there and sort of improv a bit, right? I mean, we do the scenes as written, and then we kind of, Jeff lets us play a little bit, and Tika and Natasha and everybody are just kind of comfortable messing around with it, and you always find these little gems sometimes. But it's a blast, because it's hard not to go to Natasha's energy level when you're acting with her. I mean, the first movie was me and Sonic, or me and a tennis ball. And this time around, I get to act with more humans, which is kind of nice. To actually see people and look them in the eye. I think the core of the movie is still that sort of heart and those themes of acceptance and friendship and the bonds of family and the responsibilities of power. All of the action sequences are 5 times as big, but they're still all tethered to that core, that heart. Robotnik is twice as crazy, twice as powerful, twice as determined. It comes with the success of the first movie, and the studio and everyone involved giving us the thumbs up, going, go have fun, right? We tiptoed a bit on the first movie, but we still played and had a good time. That movie's a success. Now just open the floodgates and just let it all hang out. So I would say that's what you're gonna get in the second movie, is everything you got that you liked about the first movie, just times 10, and that many more laughs and that many more smiles.